Welcome to the Sports Talks 4133 YouTube channel. Tonight it's Friday. It's just me here on the YouTube tonight here. So we have a lot to talk about here. NFL last night, college basketball, NBA, NHL, college football, and so much more. Let's start it off in the NFL last night. The Cleveland Browns defeating the Pittsburgh Steelers 24-19. Yesterday, me, Enrico, and TJ all were clowning the Browns really and saying the Steelers were going to blow them out. And, well, we were all wrong. It's funny to look back at that now. The Steelers dropped to 8-3 they were on the Browns, improving to 3-8. In terms of the game, it was actually a lower scoring game until... So, if you didn't watch the game, it was pretty much clear outside. And then, the second half, it started just downpour snow. And it was really interesting because in the time that there was no snow on the ground, no one was scoring. But the second it started snowing, everyone started scoring. It was quite a fun game to watch, however. I love, the snow football games. It really just, makes you think about Christmas and, you're the winter, the fun part of winter's here, I really like snow football games. The thing, who doesn't like snow football games? George Pickens. Last night, George Pickens, after their loss to the Browns, blames the snow for their loss. So here's my thoughts. What? Dude, you are playing the 2-8 Cleveland Browns, who, by the way, also had to play in the exact same weather conditions as you, and you're saying that's the reason you lost this football game? That's a joke. It's actually a joke. The Steelers did a lot wrong in this game last night. They should have won this football game. They had many opportunities to win this game. It wasn't like this was two great teams squaring up, and every time the Steelers went on offense, there was snow. It was snowing both ways. Doesn't mean, that it wasn't like the Browns didn't have snow. The Steelers, both teams had snow. This is a terrible argument by George Pickens. He needs to get it together. That's terrible. It really is. He's a clown for saying that. Let's move into the college basketball world now, where we had what a night we had last night. Started off here, and Baylor taking on number 13. Baylor took on number 22 St. John's last night in an absolute amazing college basketball game. Baylor was getting absolutely dominated this game, and then turned it around, got on a great run, forced two overtimes, and they were down 98-96. And Jeremy Roach put the game on his back and hits a game-winning three-pointer for Baylor to beat St. John's. What a game. What a game that was last night. Absolute amazing game to watch. Had everything you wanted to see from a college basketball game. It really was. It was an awesome game to look out and watch last night. Some other notable things that happened in the college basketball world last night. St. Joe's beats Texas Tech 78-77. The A-10 team knocks off a Big 12 team last night. They were a 10-point underdog, turned out outright winning. So great job to St. Joe's in that. And Texas defeats Syracuse 70-66. Let's talk about, also earlier this afternoon here, Drake takes down FAU 75-63. It was 11:30 a.m. tip time. It was actually it was a really fun game to watch. It felt that both teams were really playing their game, but then eventually Drake just really started to break through and break away for a 12-point win. But 3 college basketball games rolling in here tonight. We had we'll start off with the big game of the night in the college basketball world. Number 13 Baylor taking on number 11 Tennessee. It was a little tournament going on because it's Feast Week in college basketball. This will be a great game tonight. It really is. Tennessee beat Virginia last night, but it wasn't anything really that notable. A lower scoring game. Who's going to win this game tonight? And if I'm going to tell you right now, it's Baylor. I think it's Baylor right now, and that's my pick. I'm taking Baylor to beat Tennessee tonight. I think this Baylor team just looked way better last night than Tennessee did. And I know Tennessee won by a lot more, but they played Virginia. It was a lower scoring game. Baylor has the offense, and you have to be able to keep up with the offense in basketball. You really do. I personally think that offense means a lot more in basketball. I do. I think offense is more important than defense. Everyone, you're going to score almost, you're going to score a good amount of the times you have the ball. Duke can score those extra few amounts. It's not like you can get stops like crazy like that. You're just hoping for them to miss shots, play some great defense. But overall, I think the offense is just more important. Some other notable games tonight here. We'll have Texas versus St. Joe's. But the big game tonight, if you don't even know that, most people may not even know this is going on tonight, 10:30 p.m. tonight, number 12 Duke travels across the country to take on number 17 Arizona tonight in a top 20 college basketball game. So 2 top 20 college basketball games tonight here. So you can sign me up for that here on a good old Friday night in November. I'll take it any day of the week. In that game right now, I've got Duke. And this Duke team, I know they lost to Kentucky, but they look good still. They really do. I like how this Duke team looks right now. I think they look great on both offense and defense. Ken Palm loves them too. I mean, they also love Arizona as well, but they love Duke as well, and so do I. These last few games, because Duke, it feels like they can just find ways to score, if that makes sense. It feels like they may start to feel like they're gonna get lose this game, and then they just make a few plays, and next thing you know, now they're up 25 points. So I've got Duke tonight. I think they're going to go on the road across country and beat Arizona, but I would not be shocked if Arizona were to pull that off. Let's move in now to the NBA tonight here, and let's start off with the big thing that happened last night. I would say the big headliner last night: the Hornets win 123-121 in overtime with the Pistons. That's not the big headliner. The big headliner: Brandon Miller has 38 points. And Ball has 35 for this Hornets team in their win last night. 2 young guys that really stepped up last night for this team, for this Hornets basketball team. That if Brandon Miller looked great out there last night, he really did. He was shooting the ball amazingly, and I believed in this guy. And I know he had some issues and something happened in college, but I'm glad to see him out here playing in the NBA. He still looks great. He looks great out there. I was a believer of him from Alabama. I said he should have went second overall. He did, which I'm happy for him. And, we're starting to really see him, just get better and better, it feels like, by the season. And, 38 points last night. You can't ask for a better night from him. Let's move in now to some NBA tonight here. The NBA Cup's on tonight. Let's go. No, I'm just kidding. If you know me, I'm not a huge fan of the NBA Cup personally. I just don't really understand the reasoning of it. They say it's playoff atmospheres, but whatever, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I don't like their cores. I just think the NBA Cup's kind of stupid, to be honest. I think they can just make these regular season games, honestly. And they are regular season games, but the NBA Cup thing, I just don't think it's that worth it. The big thing, though, in the NBA today is the NBA announced the new format for the NBA All-Star Game. I believe starting this year, there'll be 4. So there used to just be 2 teams, 1 game. There you go. That's gone. Throw that out the window. Now we have 4 teams. So Team 1 will play Team 4, Team 2 will play Team 3. The winners of that will play each other in the chip. So there'll be 3, I believe there'll be 3 total games. Games are to 40. Have fun. That's what it pretty much is right there. And then here's my thoughts. I guess it's something to try to get you there. But the thing about the NBA All-Star Game is, it doesn't mean anything. There's the NFL, but look what they're doing right now. You can't really do anything with the NFL. Their season's over. They're just having, fun out there, I guess. No one really cares. No one really cares right now with the flag football game. But the other thing is that with the NBA, so I think baseball does, you get home field advantage in the World Series. You get that Game 7, whoever wins that game. Hockey, they just go out and have fun. I think the NBA should have the winner of it gets home court advantage in the finals. I just don't understand why it hasn't been brought yet. They would try more. Right now, it's all it is just dunks and chucking up threes and no defense. Like last year, the winning team had over 200 points. That just doesn't happen. That should not be happening. Anyways, and finally, NBA tonight, Mavericks taking on the Nuggets at 10 o'clock on ESPN tonight. We'll get to see Luka taking on Jokic. Actually, Luka might be out still. I'm not exactly sure. But it should be a fun game tonight here for this Mavericks versus Nuggets Squaring off tonight, let's move in now to the good old NHL tonight here. Our final bit, let's move into the college football world tonight. Start off last night, Georgia Tech takes on NC State in an absolute classic game as Georgia Tech wins 30-29. NC State missed a game-winning field goal as time expired. I mean, good win from Georgia Tech. The big thing about this is the NC State downfall. Last year, they were in a bowl game. They finished the year off pretty strong. They lost to Kansas State barely. They come out this year with some great expectations. But then they just started out the year super slow. They barely beat a FCS team in week 1. Get blown out by Tennessee. And it just feels like something was just not clicking with this team this year. Because this team had some very high expectations. I saw people predicting them to go 10-2. You know, winning. I saw a few picking them to win the ACC. And they just haven't lived up to it this year. And I'm not sure what it is, really. I really don't. It just feels like a kind of a collective as a team. Maybe we just don't think this team's nearly as good as we thought. But for Georgia Tech, they get the win on the Thursday night. It's fun. You know, we got one game left. Playing Georgia next a week from tonight. You know, maybe they can pull it off. We'll see. They're hot. Let's move in now to some college football tonight. 3 games going down tonight. Temple versus, UTSA. Not very notable. But the other 2 games, somewhat notable. We've got Purdue traveling to take on Michigan State tonight in East Lansing, Michigan. It's on Fox. It's 2 Power 4 teams playing each other. The only Power 4 teams playing each other tonight. I mean, Purdue's only got 1 win on the year. They've really had a bad year. And Michigan State's 4-6, so they need to win out for a bowl game chance. I mean, is this a huge game? Not really. It really isn't. I'm not, circling this game as, a huge game tonight, But, I mean, hey, there's one good thing about it tonight. It's going to snow there. Oh, yeah. We got snow college football on a Friday night. So sign me up for that. That'll get me to tune in for sure. In that game, I guess give me Michigan State. I mean, Michigan State sucks still. But, yeah. And then we have the other game coming up here tonight at 10 o'clock on FS1. Number 24, UNLV taking on San Jose State. This is actually a very good game tonight. UNLV still has a shot to shock the college football world and get in the playoff. And you're probably asking, well, how? How would this team be able to do that? Number 1, win out. Simple, easy, nothing crazy out of that. Number 2, have Army lose to Notre Dame this weekend. And then it would help you more if they could also lose to Tulane in the American Athletic title game. Actually, I don't know. That's actually kind of tricky because you're going to need somehow where they have to jump both Army and Tulane. So I would say have Army lose to Notre Dame by 40 tomorrow. And then Tulane to beat Army, but maybe Tulane loses one of their last regular season games of the year. That's the other thing. Beat Boise State in a Mountain West title game. You're in. There you go. That's how they would do it. It's not the hardest. I mean, it's still a hard path here. You're gonna have to beat Boise State, and also have some going on in the American Athletic. But there's still a shot for them. And you're probably going, okay, so what does this have to do with San Jose State? Against them tonight. San Jose State is 6-4, but they are a 7.5-point underdog tonight at home. This is a trap game for UNLV. It really is, in my opinion, because next week they'll play their big rivalry game against Nevada, and it won't be the best game. Nevada's not very good, but it's a rivalry game next week. So they're, are they starting to look more towards that and towards probably their game against Boise State, in a few weeks? Well, also real quick before we even get to that, I forgot one more thing. They need Colorado State to lose one of their final 2 games. Because right now, UNLV is actually out. Colorado State is undefeated in Mountain West play. Anyways, so yeah, that's what's going on in the college football world. Finally, the NHL tonight here. Just one notable thing, really. Last night, the Blue Jackets took on the Tampa Bay Lightning and won 7-6. It was an absolute offensive thriller of a game. It was a fun hockey game to turn on and watch last night. I felt both offenses were really there last week. I see 13 goals. Sign me up for it. And tonight, the Jets will take on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Just 2 NHL hockey games tonight here. I thought that was the more better game, you could say. out of the 2 hockey games tonight. But I'm going to go with the Jets in that one. And yes, so that will wrap up the Friday's podcast here. We have a huge college football Saturday tomorrow. Some notable things. We're making picks. We'll talk about college football tomorrow. It'll be dropping a lot earlier, probably around 10:30 or so tomorrow in the morning. So, enjoy your Friday night.